Hi, my name is Lou Donkel. I'm the superintendent of the 4-H Model Bridge Project, and in this short video I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to build the entry-level bridge for the bridge project at the fair. So this is the bridge that we build for the entry level. The entry level in the bridge project is grades 5 and 6. Grades 5 and 6 build this bridge and they compete against each other at that level. Grades 7, 8, 9 is the next division, grade 10, 11, 12 is the next division. They each compete against each other and they are allowed to build a bridge design different than this, but upper grade levels can build this bridge, and this bridge is a perfectly competitive bridge at an upper level. And if you get started in the project and you like it, we have an advanced workshop too where you can learn design techniques to make a more efficient bridge design. So the judging for this project is to weigh the bridge. We know how much the bridge weighs. Then we use a test plate and we load up the bridge. We hang a bucket under it, fill it with sand and weights, and we then know how much the bridge actually held before it breaks. So we divide those two and come up with a ratio, the strength to weight ratio. We call that the structural efficiency ratio. And the bridge with the highest ratio is the bridge that wins the project. Okay, we're ready for the next phase of the project. To get started in this project, the first thing you're going to need is the project manual, which you can get from your 4-H leader, or you should be able to get it online at the 4-H website. And if not, somebody in the office can direct you to it. Next thing you're going to need is the kit, the bridge building kit, which is a bunch of sticks, basswood sticks, and the model glue. And usually you get these in the 4-H office, and if you can't get them there, the office can tell you how to get a hold of them. After you've got the manual and the stick and the kit, then you're at home. First thing you're going to need is a paint scraper for scraping paint off windows. This is a single edge razor blade inside of a retractable blade. This is very sharp and very dangerous. We'll talk about the safety aspect of this in a minute, but this is the best way to cut sticks. You want it to cut right through very quickly. You want a big handle to hold on to. So parents, this is a good tool, good safe tool to use as long as the student is responsible. Once you've got the paint scraper, you'll also need a piece of wood to do the cutting on. You need a ruler to measure the length of each stick. You need a pencil, helps sometimes to mark how long the stick needs to be. After you've got these, we'll be doing the gluing process. You'll need wax paper and masking tape, and you'll see how those fit in the end. Then we'll cut all the sticks to length, build 2 trusses like that, and we'll assemble the trusses into a bridge. Okay, on to the next step. We are now ready to start cutting the sticks to the lengths that we need. These are the various lengths that we'll be cutting to using our single edge razor blade paint scraper. And I do want to say a word about the safety issues of this. This is much sharper than a pocket knife. Razors are the sharpest thing on the planet, just about. So if this gets a hold of your finger, it's just going to go right through it like a hot knife in butter. So I know you've all had pocket knives and you're used to handling them. You think you're pretty safe with a pocket knife. You just need to be even more safe with this, and don't ever touch the blade. The blade will hide away in the sheath. Just push and slide it in and out. Whenever you're not using it, it should be tucked away and put in a safe place. Not something to be playing with. This is a tool that's serious. Okay, we're on. Now we're ready to cut our sticks to all the lengths. So now we take our cut sheet, and in the upper left corner you see it's got 4 pieces at 12 inches, 4 pieces at 6 3/4 inches, and so on. Those are your instructions. So to do that, we take a stick and our pencil and we put it against our ruler and we mark exactly where 12 inches is. We put a mark on the stick, take it out here in the middle of the board with our paint scraper, and we cut right through it. I'm not going to cut these because this is a perfectly good kit that one of you will end up with someday. So that's it. You just keep cutting until you end up with a set of sticks that looks about like that, and then we're ready to start building a truss. Okay, we are now ready to glue a truss together, to assemble both trusses. We do them one at a time. So the way you glue a truss, you take the construction drawing, which is a full-size scale construction drawing, you put it on the table, you cover it with wax paper. So regular old wax paper works wonderfully because it resists the glue and the masking tape peels off of it very easily. So put the drawing on the table, cover it with wax paper, then you tape down the wax paper to the table. And once the wax paper is taped, the drawing won't slide around. You don't need to tape the drawing down, you need to tape the wax paper down. Once you have the wax paper down, then you cover the drawing with all the sticks that are necessary. The first stick, 2 sticks, are the bottom and the top members, and you tape them down with tape, like this. When you put the tape on, make sure you put the tape in an area where the joints don't happen to be. So tape away from the joints, because then you're going to lay the sticks on top of the model, on top of the drawing, so that you're all prepared to start gluing. At this point, we're ready to start doing the glue. This is just water-based Elmer's glue, and it'll let you work with it for a little while, but not all that long. The quicker you go from wet glue to a covered set part, the better, the stronger the bridge will be. So you don't want to waste too much time here. So the way to do all this fairly quickly is to give yourself a puddle of glue. You take your sticks and you dip that, each end, you dip it in the puddle of glue and you put it in place. And you do it with the next one, put it in place, and the next one, and so on until you've got all that. Then you take your your top rail, excuse me. This bridge is designed like a sandwich. I don't know if you can see that, but you see there's 2 members on the top and 2 members on the bottom, and they squeeze together the set of verticals in the middle. So we got the bottom layer of the sandwich, the verticals are the middle layer, and then finally you put on the top layer. The way you glue the top layer is not to dip the top layer in the glue, but to take one of your pieces of scrap wood and use it like a paintbrush. Dab it in the glue, and well, actually dab it in the glue and put it on the bottom layer where you need it. So put it all along here and then sandwich this on top. Okay, after you're done gluing the truss and you've got the top and bottom pieces in place, you need to put weight on it so it can dry. So get a couple of thick books, set it down over this, and let it sit for, half hour would be good. I mean, honestly, it's ready to go in about 5 or 10 minutes, but the longer it sits, the better. Now that the glue has had plenty of time to dry, you can take off the books and remove your bridge. Now this is a little tricky. If it hasn't been real long, you got to be very careful because you can still break the glue joints if it's not good and dry. So here you got to be careful and pick up the masking tape from the bottom layer. Remember, it's kind of sandwiched in there. And when you're done, you've got a truss. Do the same process with this truss. At this point, we've built both trusses. They're nice and dry and ready to assemble together to make a bridge. So the connecting parts for the bridge I want to show you are on the bottom here and here, plus 3 on the top, here, here, and here. And you can see that on the construction drawing. It shows a little notch on the bottom there and there, plus 3 across the top. You can also see 4 little horizontal pieces here that is used to hold the loading plate. So those are these pieces here and here. So the best way to assemble the bridge is to put the trusses down front and backwards, facing away from you. You put the bottom pieces on the on the table to begin with. You get them glued up, so you're ready to glue. Put them down, get them where they need to be. Then take the two top pieces and dip it like so. Make this and dip it in your glue. So now you've got 4 corners that are all gluing at the same time. This is where you've got to just sit patiently for a couple of minutes and hold this bridge as still as you can, trying to keep it exactly vertical. Because one of the weaknesses a bridge can have is if you glue it a little bit sideways, it'll tend to fall over and fail in that direction. So you got to set this and get it all square, all glued and dry and nice and square. And after a couple of minutes, you'll be able to let go and it'll stand there, not like this one. So then when you're done, you've got 4 corners of the bridge ready to go. You can add the other ones, but the main strength comes from these X pieces. So you take the X pieces, and if you look on the drawing, you'll see there the dotted lines on the end. So one X piece is on one side, outside, and the other X piece is on the inside. So you can see that here. One on the top, one on the inside. Get them in place, and if you squeeze them, that'll put pressure on all 4 corners. So apply these and just squeeze that and let it dry. And you do the other end, you're done. Your bridge is ready to go. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My number is in the project manual. And that's it. Good luck in the project. Thanks.